Alrighty then, so once we already gotten this set up to our area, so that's pretty good. I have the choice to either go for the legs or anything else. So I think the best start is to work with the face. Now, mind you, depending on the character that you have, it's going to require a little bit complexity of breaking it into several segments. Um, because when you use the wrap tool or like use a planar face, then sort of cut the area and unfold, it kind of gets complicated and sort of gets jumbled up. So I've tried this before. Unfortunately, it doesn't work as properly as I would like to. So the best option is to actually break into several pieces within the face. So we're going to focus mostly face, front face, side face 1, side face 2. This includes this part right here. Do the separate for the beard and the mustache. So I'm going to start off with the mustache right here. Go to face mode. Let's see. Resize my brush. Select. My face is here. I'm going to go on the inside just to make sure I didn't over select anything, which I so happen to have right here. Press the W key to guide me. Here. So now that I have this selected, good, everything looks consistent. Now this, you're going to have to use your observational skills and using, what's that called? Basically observational skills and sort of be able to deduce which of the planar map, which of the mapping formats would be working best. Usually I use either a planar or cylindrical to either wrap around the said object. Now it's just only a mustache, so pretty much just use the planar. Make sure you go to your box settings and make sure it's set up properly. So if you're not too sure which way you have to go, just see where the faces are facing. If it's facing this way, then you go to your Z axis and press project. Then I'm going to resize it here and there to here. So once I have that, I'm going to move my mustache, my character's mustache here, resize it to its proportion, set it aside. Make sure it's close by, but to your grid, but not too far, not too close. So you have to find a right area. Okay, so that's part 1. Now here comes the fun part. I'm going to work on the hair, paint selection. Here we go. And I'm going to look in just to make sure I haven't selected any extra, which I supposedly did. Okay, look down. And then there we go. Once I select it, I'm going to use my cylindrical. The way it's set up right here, it's going to be in the C shape. So what better way to use is your cylindrical, because the way it's facing is in an open C, just like that. So I'm going to increase the size here, the stretchiness there. I'm going to flip it into the universal manipulator by selecting this red T thread here, push it in just like that, widen it, stretch it out right there. And I'm going to go back to here. There. Once it looks proportionate, you go back to UV editor Move your said object, your piece of hair, and you size it to fit it within the area. And there, that's part one. Now, as I stated before, working on the face is going to be a little bit of a challenge. So that means I'm going to have to use my paint selection tool as a guidance right here. I'm going to select this part. Make sure I select the insides of this character. So he's a dwarven warrior, so that means I'm going to have to select here. Better way to get more quick selections than this, by this route, by going on the inside. There we go. Over there. All right. So I got my selections. Press the W key to see if everything's proportionate within the area of this side. Now I gotta deselect my mustache since I already covered that and already UV mapped it. I don't want to do any damage of sort of overlapping the said UVs. So anything that I've just deselected, I have to reselect from the inside there. There we go. Deselect any excess. There. Go back again. Reselect. There. Okay, right here and here. All right. So press the W key. Yep. I over selected, so it was too much in the center. Outside. This is always a good sort of indicator if I went too far, which I did there. Right? So it should be facing more to here, closer. Perfect. So it works just fine. So that means, let's see. Now that I have selected this, all right. So the next step I'm going to use, since it's facing forward like this, best way to start this is either you could use the planar or the cylindrical. I'm going to use the cylindrical just because it'll help spread out any of the UV out more. So press this. Go. Good start. Now I can press this and rotate. If I look at my UV editor here, all right, here's my face. So that's part of the face. What we're going to do, like I said, we're going to break it into segments that works just fine. There's the lips, and there's the beard right here. Well, we need to sort of emphasize on that. So that's part one. Now, what we're going to do, let's see here, making sure, select this, make sure everything is proportionate within there. Perfect. So now that I have that, I'm going to go to here Go to face mode. Use my paint selection tool again. I'm going to select this view. I'm going to have to go on the inside to help me out. Pressing the control key. There we go. So I selected this part here. Let's go for top 2. My paint selection to deselect. Ponytail. There. Once I have that already selected here, I'm going to use the cylindrical tool to help guide me to, there we go. Okay, good enough. Let's go here. I'll probably redo this part. Let's select the neck there. I'm just going to only select here. So once I have that cylindrical again, basically turn it around facing to the direction where you're it's correlating to this. Increase the size. Ooh, I missed something. No, I didn't. I had it right. Okay, never mind. So again, turn it around facing this way. Increase the size and height. And most definitely you're going to have to change up this part. Oops. Here we go. So I'm going to go right here to my said object. There. And I'm going to adjust. Okay. And as I adjust, I'm going to set this up just nicely to here. And what when I do, it should be set up nicely. So hopefully we can follow through. So if we go back to our UV editor, then go to our edge. Actually, UV first. Move everything that's out of place. There we go. Go back to edge. Okay, so that means we need to adjust a few things here. Reset areas that you want. So as I select my edge here, I'm going to press Shift S to sew. Right here. Keep repeating Shift S to sew your edges. Everything could work efficiently. Aha! Where does this belong? Alrighty then. So we have the first part of the face set up. Now, if I wanted to, I know there is a feature here. Let's see, soft selection, select my type. Let's see, we can optimize. Unfold along. Okay. So if none of these work, let's see here. So I'll use this feature right here to like grab certain areas. This grab tool could help adjust. You could even use the B key to resize the brush to here if you want to fix any necessary stuff right here and here. Like this is a good example of like fixing any weird setups. There we go. So back to edge. Good. So it's a good setup here. So that pretty much concludes part 2. We're going to continue the same thing on this same process. We want to spread it out so at least you have enough space for this said assignment. So thank you again. You have a great day.